that was a close one. Ryan Johansen gets the game winner to beat the Coyotes and get the Jackets back into the playoff hunt. 3 games in 4 days left for the Jackets, and a chance to clinch tonight in Dallas. The Hens split while Detroit loses in extra innings, while Cleveland seems to respond to big wins somehow, some way. And most of all, I love you guys, and welcome to All Andy Alfred, a production right here, an exclusive home for me, PlayFan23. Welcome into the program. I am Andy Alfred, coming to you from the Man Cave Studios in East Toledo, Ohio. It is a great day. Go Jackets! The Jackets proving again that they can win on their last home game of the year. And you know what? I feel like celebrating. This song goes out to you, Mr. Steve Paprocki, from last night's ball game at the Mudhen game. Didn't know what this song was, but this goes out to you, brother. Oh, turn it up! Let's turn it up!
Dog goes boo, cat goes meow, bird goes tweet, and mouse goes squeak. Cow goes moo, frog goes crow, and the elephant goes toot. Ducks say quack, and fish go blow, and the seal goes ow, ow, ow. But there's no sound that no one knows. What does the fox say? What the fox say?
What the fox says?
What the fox says? What the fox says? Blue eyes, pointing nose, chasing mice and digging holes. Tiny paws up the hill. Suddenly you're standing still. Your fur is red, so beautiful, like an angel in disguise. But if you meet a friendly horse, will you communicate by Morse?
Oh! Yes!
You speak to that. What does the fox say? What the fox say?
Oh! What does the fox say? Fox says this.
What the fox say? What the fox say?
Oh, it is a great day. Beautiful weather outside.
What does the fox say?
Oh, the secret of the fox is he watches All Andy Alfred right here on ClayFan23. And I love you guys. And let's get right into it. We're in between Game 1 and Game 2 of the doubleheader between the Cleveland Indians and the San Diego Padres. The next game will be starting in about 25 to 30 minutes from right now, as we're taping this program at 3 o'clock this afternoon. And before I continue on, I have to say hello, ladies, and welcome into the program. The Jackets last night, 13.7 seconds, blew a chance, but Brian Johansen stealing the pass away, an errant pass, putting the puck in the net, and the Jackets win 4-3, keeping their playoff hopes alive, as the Jackets put 30 shots on net. Sergei Paprocki took 32 shots on goal for the entire game, stopping 29 attempts. Larson getting his 15th of the season, but Ryan Johansen getting the game winner, his 32nd of the season in front of 16,284. Game time, 2 hours and 30 minutes. Now tonight, the Blue Jackets hit the road. They'll finish their last 3 games on the road. They'll take on the Dallas Stars. This is a game that's continuing from February when Richard Peverley had a heart attack on the bench. The Jackets were up 1-0 at last check. That's what we'll start with. The Blue Jackets up 1-0, starting at the 20-minute mark. It's a full 60-minute game starting tonight in Dallas at the American Airlines Center. 8:30 start time on Fox Sports Ohio. So, big game tonight. What does this mean? In any form of fashion, the Jackets win tonight. If the Jackets win tonight, in any form of fashion, overtime win, regulation win, the Jackets will clinch a playoff spot. That is official. I am as nervous as anybody can be. We need to win tonight. It is tonight. Tonight is the night. We are the 5th line. Hashtag, we are the 5th line. The Jackets need to win tonight. And it's a big game for the Blue Jackets. Because last night, the Detroit Red Wings have a 1 point. They need 1 point to clinch tonight in the first wild card position. But a Jacket win tonight would bump us up into the Metropolitan Division and be in 3rd place in the Metropolitan Division. I think we can do it. Dallas coming off of a win last night against Nashville 3-2, forcing overtime and then a shootout. Dallas is going to be tired. The Jackets are going to be fresh as ever, coming off of that big win, the last win. And thank you, fans, for coming out last night. 16,000 in attendance at Nationwide Arena. Tickets go on sale. Regular ticket sale. Single game tickets for the playoffs will start Friday at 9 a.m. Yours truly is going to buy some, because I want to see it. I want to see us in the playoffs. I will be bringing that flag from Toledo down to the capital city to see our Jackets prevail. But last night, Detroit was a winner 4-2 against Buffalo. Ottawa 4. The Islanders won. The Ottawa Senators have been officially eliminated from the playoffs. The Rangers were a winner 4-1 over the Carolina Hurricanes. Tampa Bay beating up on the Maple Leafs 3-0. That honestly puts Toronto behind the 8 ball to be eliminated tonight if the Jackets win. Philadelphia was a winner 5-2 over the Florida Panthers. Washington 4, St. Louis 1. Minnesota was a winner 4-3 over the Boston Bruins. And Colorado was a winner 4-1. Other notable games going on tonight. It is Detroit taking on Pittsburgh at 8 o'clock on NBCSN. That game right there is a possible first-round matchup in the playoffs. If the playoffs started today, Columbus would play Boston. Then Pittsburgh would play Detroit in the first round. 8 o'clock start time for that. Montreal is on the road. They'll take on the Chicago Blackhawks at 7:30. Calgary is hosting the LA Kings. And the late game on NBCSN is San Jose taking on Anaheim. Anaheim, with the win, would clinch the Pacific Division. And San Jose and LA would have to play each other in the first round of the Western Conference playoffs. So a lot of key things tonight. But the Jackets win tonight. A win or an overtime win will clinch the playoff spot for the Jackets. It will be their second playoff appearance in the 13 seasons in Nationwide Arena. So let's keep our fingers crossed and go Jackets! You could say the same thing about Detroit last night in the Tigers. Extra inning affair. Yours truly was up late watching that game, and the Dodgers prevailing in that one as Jabbar Chamberlain blows it for the Tigers. As Chamberlain gets the loss, he goes to 0-1 with a 13.5 as the Dodgers were a winner 3-2 over the Detroit Tigers. Howell gets the win, he goes to 1-0 with a 0 ERA. Austin Jackson had a home run as well as Alexis Gordon. Gordon for the Dodgers. 53,231 watching Chavez Ravine last night. Game time 3 hours and 23 minutes. And also in Cleveland last night, the Cleveland Indians were a winner 8-6 over the San Diego Padres. Kluber gets the win, he goes to 1-1 with a 7.71 ERA. Ross gets the loss, he goes to 0-2 with a 4.35 ERA. Oxford gets the third save of the season. David Murphy homered for the Tribe, his first of the season, and Xavier Nady homer for the Dodgers in front of 9,029 game time, 3 hours and 15 minutes. Other scores from last night: Baltimore was a winner 14-5 over the New York Yankees. Baltimore played host on the road. Actually, they were off yesterday. Baltimore was the only team off, one of the only teams that was off. Baltimore putting up 14 runs on the Yankees. Milwaukee 10, Philadelphia 4, Arizona 3, San Francisco 7. Texas was a winner 10-7 over the Boston Red Sox. The Red Sox continuing to struggle. Washington 5, the Miami Marlins 0. Toronto 5, Houston 2. The Mets were a winner 4-0 over the Atlanta Braves. The Cubs getting a loss at Wrigley Field 7-6 over the Pittsburgh Pirates. Tampa Bay putting up only one run in the game to win 1-0 over the Kansas City Royals. How about this score? The White Sox putting up a big 15 runs on the Colorado Rockies. 15-7 was the final on that one. St. Louis was a winner 7-5 over the Cincinnati Reds, and the Mariners were a winner over the LA Angels 5-3. Well, tonight at 10:10, it will be the matchup that everybody's talking about right now. Anibal Sanchez on the hill. He's no record as of yet with a 4.50 ERA. He'll take on the Major League return of Josh Beckett tonight for the Dodgers. 10:10 start time for that one. But we have a double dip going on in Cleveland today when Game 1 has just wrapped up. The Cleveland Indians picking up a big win off of a Jason Kipnis 2-run bomb as the Indians win 2-0. McAllister gets the win. He goes to 1-0 with a 2.31 ERA. Stoltz gets the loss. He goes to 0-2 with a 5.59 ERA. Oxford gets his fourth save of the season. Now, Game 2 will be starting up here momentarily. It'll be Bauer on the hill for the Indians. He has no record with no ERA. And Urin for the Padres, he has the same as well, too. They both are getting their first starts of the season for them. Other games going on right now. Oakland is on top 4-1 over the Minnesota Twins. Cincinnati up 2-0 on the St. Louis Cardinals. 0-0 your score in Kansas City. Just now getting underway. It's the White Sox and the Colorado Rockies. Other late games today, this afternoon, will be Texas taking on the Texas taking on the Boston Red Sox. That's a 6:05 start time. Baltimore taking on the Yankees. Miami and Washington. Milwaukee and Philadelphia. Houston and Toronto. And, of course, Pittsburgh taking on the Cubbies. Well, last night was our first taste of the season for the Toledo Mud Hens, and they split the doubleheader. The Game 1 goes to Indianapolis. Indy putting up those big runs early on in the first inning of the game, putting up 3-0. And Thornton gets the win for the Indians. The Indians win 6-4 over the Toledo Mud Hens. Thornton gets the win. He goes to 1-0 with a 0 ERA. Hankins gets the loss. He goes to 0-1 with a 9 ERA. Hughes gets his first save of the season. Mike Hessman, big bomb for the Hens. J.D. Martinez homered for the Mud Hens as well, too. They're both first of the season. Davis and Morrell for Indianapolis homered in the game. Time of the game, 2 hours and 15 minutes. And then Game 2. Wow, Game 2. How about this? 60 people in the crowd. You have got to be kidding me. And the attendance for the two games alone were 3,792. Bull crap. 60 people left for Game 2. They all picked up and left around the 9 o'clock to 10 o'clock hour. The game ended around 11. At 11 o'clock, actually. As the Mudheads were winner 8-4. Getting up some big runs in that game. Looking at some of the stats in Game 2 as I kept score as well. The Mud Hens having a big outbreak in the third inning, starting off with the Martinez single, and then Esposito getting the walk, and Leonardton getting the walk, leading the bases loaded for Douglas to bring in 2 in that inning before Lemon getting the 4-3 putout. But they get 2 runs in that inning. Indianapolis jumped out to a 3-0 lead early on in the game in Game 2. But, of course, the Mud Hens rallied back, getting 2 runs in the second, 2 runs in the third, and 2 runs in the fourth, before getting the 1 run in the fifth, before falling down and winning 8-6 overall against the Indianapolis Indians. Welker gets the loss. He goes to 0-1 with a 5.40 ERA. Belfour gets the win for the for the Mud Hens. He's now 1-0 with an 8.10 ERA. Miller gets his first save of the season. Time of the game, that game, 2 hours and 43 minutes. So 5.5 hours of baseball in T-Town yesterday that yours truly watched. Reaction so far for this season, I'm a little worried if the lineup is going to be like this. For game one of the lineup, this is your lineup for game one for the Mud Hens. It was Ezekiel Carrera, Perez, Martinez, Hessman, and Leonardton. 3, 4, and 5 are really what I'm worried about for the Mud Hens. There's a possibility for 3 outs right there. And Hessman being the 4th and the cleanup guy. Leonardton was last year. And who was it before him? I forget offhand. But Leonardton being in the 5 hole, if this crew stays together, I have a really good chance that we have a good ball club for this year. Really do. Larry Parrish is back, of course, for this season, and better than Phil Nevin, of course. But a lot of people behind me that was sitting behind me keeping score as well. You know who you are, Steve. Don't believe that Parrish is the right answer and the right choice, but we'll see what happens. It's early in the season. I don't do the predictions. I don't give you the standings because it's so early in the season. But because Indianapolis was on a 4-game winning streak going into the second game of the series, I have to give you the standings. Right now in the Western Conference, West International League West, Indianapolis is now 5-1. Toledo is 2-3, 2.5 games out of the playoff spot. Louisville is in second. They're 3-2 with a half game out of first place. Columbus ringing up the rear. They're only 1-5, and that's a real surprise for me. The Clippers 1-5 to start the season with a 4 games out of first place. That's really surprising for me for that franchise because how good they have been over the past few weeks. That'll be something else. But time at Fifth Third Field at 406 Washington Boulevard in downtown Toledo. It is the final game of the homestand for the Mud Hens. It will be Below on the hill for Toledo. He has no record. His first start of the season. Sadler on the hill for Indianapolis. He is 0-0 with a 1.50 ERA. 6:30 start time on BCSN or 12:30 WCWA. Then the Mud Hens hit the road. They'll go to Indianapolis. Indy will have their home opener this week. It'll be a 6:05 start time in Indy, 7:05 our time. Lopstein on the hill for Toledo. He is 1-0-1 with an 8.0 ERA. He'll take on Compton, who is 1-0 with a 0 ERA for Indianapolis. Friday will be Vendergaard for Toledo. He is 0-0 with a 1.98 ERA. He'll take on Brigham, who's 1-0 with a 1.50 ERA. 7:15 start time for that one. So, recommendation for you: last home game of this homestand tonight. 6:30 start time for that one. Plenty of tickets available. Go down to see the Mud Hens. As you can get tickets at mudhens.com or call the box office at 419-725-HENS. Or you can head down to the box office right now and pick up your tickets. But you should be watching the rest of this program, of course. Or you may be watching me on the smartphone and you're saying, we're right down by the ballpark. We should go get tickets. Perfect decision for that one. But yours truly went down there and watched 5.5 hours of baseball. Let's stay in tonight. Watch a little bit of Blue Jacket hockey for the chance to clinch tonight. But UCONN, University of Connecticut, is the college basketball champions of the world! Best in the world! Are the UCONN Huskies. As of course yesterday we did not do a show because we were headed down to the ballpark. UConn getting the win 60-54 over the Kentucky Wildcats on Monday in the national championship game. And then on Tuesday, the UConn women last night getting a big win 79-58 over the Notre Dame Fighting Irish, ending the winning streak for the Irish and going a perfect season for the UConn Huskies. So the UConn basketball is the champions of the world. Congratulations to the UConn Huskies and to the staff and students at UConn University. Well, the Indians game has just now gotten underway for Game 2 for that one as well, too, as I just see it in the corner of my eyes in the prescription area. But we'll see what happens with that. Of course, the Jackets in action tonight as well. So we'll see what happens with them as well. Jackets have one chance. They need to get either a regulation, like I said, a regulation or an overtime win. Will clinch a playoff spot for the Columbus Blue Jackets tonight. So we'll see what happens. It's going to be a long night, folks. Sit back, get the popcorn ready, and maybe get the champagne ready. Because it'll be almost time for a playoff spot for the Blue Jackets. I'm Andy Alfred, and I hope you have a terrific evening. It is beautiful outside. Get outside, hit the golf balls, play a game of catch with your son or your friends. Get outside and enjoy it today. It's a nice warm afternoon. Of course, I'm in the polo as well, so enjoy it. So until tomorrow, on tomorrow's show we'll recap the rest of the doubleheader, the Tiger game as well too, and to see if the Blue Jackets have clinched. Maybe it's time for another celebration dance. You never know. But until tomorrow, I'm Andy Alfred, and I hope you have a terrific evening. Go Jackets! Go Jackets! Come on, boys! Bring it home! And to the teams behind me, and to you at home, I'll pull for you. We're all in this together. The game of life. And victory is sweetest when you have tasted defeat. Have a great evening, everybody. I'll see you tomorrow for another edition of All Andy Alfred. And remember, I love you guys. Talk to you tomorrow, guys. Take me out. I'm not sitting up top, by the way. It's just the haircut. See you tomorrow for another edition of All Andy Alfred. Love you guys.